Hi, everyone. Today we're going to travel to Morocco to talk about how to prevent wandering for people with dementia. I hope you're excited for the trip. I know I am. But first, I want to talk about the wandering behavior itself. Wandering is one of the most problematic behaviors that people with dementia exhibit because it's so dangerous. For an example of some environments, I think back to when I lived in central New York and the perils of winter. Blinding snowstorms, freezing temperatures, slick ice covering the ground. I'm pretty sure I actually saw icicles there that had frozen to death. I'm kind of surprised that I survived that weather as a strapping young lad of 18, never mind being a senior who can't remember where home is. After living in that frozen wasteland, I moved to Arizona, the polar opposite climate, where everything in nature wants us dead. My mom lives here in Arizona too, and she has dementia. And for her, eloping could mean 110-degree temperatures, walking into a vicious cactus, getting bitten by a rattlesnake, or even charged by a javelina. And for the non-Arizonans, a javelina is kind of like a boar. They tip over trash cans a lot, and they get really aggressive with people. They're kind of dangerous and first-class jerks. So wandering and elopement are a big deal, whatever your environment. And one of the main things we can do to help our loved ones with dementia is to work with the characteristics of the disease. Instead of trying to stop the dementia, let's talk about how we can actually use the effects of our loved ones' dementia to help keep them safe. First, we can manipulate colors to help reduce their ability to perceive a door. Let's take a look at a couple of doors. One that would be effective in preventing wandering, and another that would be less so. I've chosen these gorgeous blue doors in Morocco because isn't that more fun than looking at boring old doors? Yes it is. And it's also more memorable to help us retain information. Just imagine you're looking at them from the inside instead of the outside like this picture. So first things first, color can start to blend together for people who have dementia. We can use that to our advantage. With these two doors, the door on the left is much more likely to attract the attention of someone with dementia. Note that the brick door frame is starkly different in color than the surroundings, and it forms the shape of a door to cue us to look for one there. Also, the door itself is painted multiple colors that make it stand out from the wall. Compare that to the door on the right. The color of both the door frame and the door blend into the wall almost exactly. This is much less likely to draw the attention of someone with dementia. The more you can blend the door into the surroundings, the better it will be. However, both doors have an excellent feature to prevent someone with dementia from walking through them. They have a threshold that is sharply distinguished in color from the areas around it. People with dementia are often not comfortable crossing areas with a big color contrast because they can't make out what they're stepping onto or into. To replicate this effect, you can put down a large floor mat of a contrasting color on the inside threshold. There are a few other things you might consider that have to do with the door. Paint or cover the knobs and other door hardware to also look like the wall. You might have the deadbolts installed above or below the usual line of sight, and use a child safety device to keep the doors closed. And while you're at it, install those child locks on cabinets with chemicals in them because that's an important safety measure too. Put a loud chime on the door that sounds whenever it opens or closes. That covers a lot of the steps you can take around the door area, and we're going to stop there for this video. You've probably got to buy some paint and doormats anyway. We'll be back in our next installment to work through the rest of the house. If this information was helpful, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. It helps us bring you more videos like this one. You can also subscribe to our weekly newsletter by clicking the link in the description. Thanks for watching, everyone, and we'll see you next time with more tips to prevent wandering.